Now, you don't get clear by watching videos. You don't get clear by reading books. You get clear by actually sitting down at a table like this over here and making your plan. Good morning, traders. Welcome back to Granby, a little bit outside of Montreal. I'm on this challenge to wake up every day at 5:30 a.m. or so. And the cool thing about this is, one, I get a lot more done during the day. And two, I get to see this amazing view. It's really insane. Take a look at that. So guys, today I want to talk about something that I get a lot of questions about. And I'm kind of pissed off about it a little bit. So here's the thing, a lot of people ask about how they can trust their trading strategy and what they have to do now to be able to trust it forever and trade this and make a lot of money. Now I want to explain why it's not really how it works and what you should better focus on instead. Because if you really want to make a living from trading, you have to get to a point where, one, you trust your strategy, but you understand what this is about and you understand how you can make the strategy evolve over time. And that's really a skill that very few people have. Now here's the thing, a trading strategy, regardless of the wins, the loss, the tools you use, the thing you trade, only comes down to a series of like 3 numbers, 3 statistics, and that is all you need to care about. The rest, what you use to trade, what you win, what you lose, how many trades happen, this is irrelevant. But you need to understand the stats, and based on those stats, that's what is going to help you make the good decision. And the great traders I talk about all the time, they are great because they don't care about what they think is going to happen. They care about what their stats is telling them to do. And that's really a skill you need to adopt. Now when you have no stats, that's where you have no trust. And you cannot trust anything. Like, if you have no reason to trust your girlfriend or your wife, why would you trust her? Or why would you trust him if it's the opposite? And that's exactly the same thing with trading. If you have no stats or no reason to trust your strategy, then you won't trust it and you won't be able to make a living from it. Because in this game, the trader with the most trust, the trader with the most work and effort put in terms of the statistics and collecting all the data, is the one winning, is the one who's going to push forward and understand that he can only rely on his stats to make things better. And that's super important. Now, some people expect that they can just show up in the market and trade something they took from a course or from a book or from a video online on YouTube. And although this could work, most of the time what happens is that you're gonna try to trade something without seeing the result. And even though I were to show you all my strategy, everything I trade, all the stats, and you were to apply this in the market, you wouldn't trust yourself because you wouldn't trust that you do the right thing yourself. And that's a big problem. So if you want to trust your strategy at this point, you gotta see the result. And that means you backtesting. But then guess what? After some backtesting, would you believe you can make a living from it? Probably not. And that's why you have to test it on a demo account, for example. And then are you gonna believe you can make a living from it? No. And that's why you have to go live and trade it live a little bit. And then once you see these results, and once you see that things start to move forward, then that's when you have trust. That's when you are understanding the fact that you can trade this probably and it's going to make the same result. But until you see the result, don't expect to be at a high level of trust. And the same thing goes with confidence. Until you see the result and until you start to see yourself as good, you won't feel confident, and that's kind of fine. You don't need to feel confident in something to do it. You just need to do it and move forward. Now that being said, I do want to cover other reasons why you will not have trust in your strategy. And then we'll go to some action steps you can do right now to have more trust and to be more confident in whatever you trade, ultimately making it easier for you to make a living from it. The first reason why you will not have trust in your strategy at this point is simply because you might not be clear about it. I see people every day who have kind of a plan, what they call a plan, which is not a plan, but they expect that they can trade with that. Now, don't get me wrong, because a plan don't have to be complicated. It could be really simple, really short, like a 1-page trading plan, which I'll link below if you guys want to see it. It's a template I use myself, but it doesn't have to be too hard. The thing, however, is that you have to make it very clear and cover all scenarios. What do you do if this happened? What do you do if this happened? What do you do if this is the opposite way? And what do you do if this thing that happened really happens? Are you gonna do something? What are you gonna do? And that's really important to define. If it's not clear right now, you cannot trust. And this is not only about a setup, a trade, a stop loss, and a take profit. It's about also the risk, the implementation, how you're going to implement this. What is your vision? What are going to be the steps you're going to take to achieve that vision? What is your goal? Right? Do you want it for other people? You want it for yourself? And what will you do to achieve that goal? And if you don't have these kind of things put in place, it's pretty easy to feel like you don't know what you're going to do. And you feel like you're just going to go with the flow. And that's when you don't have trust. That's when you feel like the world's going to kind of be in control. And you're not really in control because you don't know what you're going to do. And you don't know what you want to achieve. So having this kind of step-by-step plan that's in-depth, clear, really helps you be more trustful and more confident about what you want to do. Now, you don't get clear by watching videos. You don't get clear by reading books. You get clear by actually sitting down at a table like this over here and making your plan and making sure that every detail is planned out. You get clear by looking at the market, seeing what your strategy does, and what are these small exceptions, small tweaks you can do to make things better in your plan. And that's really important. Like, I often talk about these things, about the fact that you have to focus on activities moving you forward. And watching videos is not one of them. Reading books is not one of them. It could be helpful if you want to know what to apply, what to implement. But once you get to a point where you've got the knowledge, you've got the thing you need to apply, then don't wait there and try to master everything. It won't work. And it's going to be a waste of time. There's definitely a time to learn, but there's also a time to apply, which you have to schedule, of course, on a daily or weekly basis. Now, the second reason why you will not have trust in your strategy or your system or your capacity as a trader to win is because you didn't test your stuff and you don't know what result you can expect and what is going to be the plan to get to your ultimate goal, which you should have defined, by the way, a long time ago. Once again, though, you do not get testing results from reading more book. You do not get testing results from watching videos. You get testing results by actually sitting down and getting a backtesting software and testing whatever you need to test until you get to a point where you know exactly the stats of your strategy. And I know I've talked about this a couple of times, but I want to make it clear what kind of stats I talk about and what you need to calculate. There's a bunch of them. I've done a whole training on that in the academy. But if you just want to know the basic 3 stats you need to calculate right now are your win rate, your average win, and your risk of ruin. Those are the 3 basics. With that, you can kind of run, you can start going forward. But if you want to fly and go faster, that's where more metrics are helpful. Like how many maximum win you have in a row, how many maximum loss you have in a row. And this is only an example of things that will make it easier for you to move forward and to know what to expect and to have better trust. But for now, if you want to calculate the 3 first basics, those are going to be the one to look at. So win rate, average win, and risk of ruin. And I believe there's been plenty of videos on backtesting I've done here on the channel, so I'll link 1 or 2 below. One on the backtesting software, one on the way to do it manually. But you guys can check this out below, of course. It's gonna be useful. And now the last reason why you will not have trust, as we talked about earlier a little bit, is because you have no result. And if that's the case, it doesn't mean you cannot have trust, but you have to learn to change your mindset. Which is gonna bring me to solutions. How can you trust your strategy for real? Like, what are the things you can apply right now to make things move forward? And that is where all the power lies. Okay, I really want to make those videos applicable and not like just theory or stuff that you hear everywhere online. The first thing I think you can do and you must do is having a mindset shift. Shifting from, oh, I don't trust my strategy, I don't know what to do, to, I'll do whatever it takes to prove myself that this works. And if it doesn't work, I'll do something to make it work. And don't forget that this is a business. Trading is a business. You cannot come into this with hope and hoping that, oh, I hope this will work. I've learned this from X person. I hope this is going to be profitable. I hope this makes sense. And since I'm really good at hoping, I'll try it out in the market, see if it works. But that's not how you build things, right? This is a business. No business would ever go into the market and push everything and resource into it without a small understanding of how things work and without the kind of tests and getting statistics and what they can expect from this. Just think about it for a second. Do you think a plane pilot would just like push a button and hope for the right thing to happen? Let's say he's not sure about what button to press. Would he just press one at random, expecting it to be the right button? Or would he like search and test and validate with someone else? I'm pretty sure it's the second option. They would validate, test, see if that is the right button, and then press the button. Otherwise, it's like a waste of time and a waste of resource, and potentially the cost for a crash of plane, which is not where you want to be in a plane or in trading, right? Now, the other thing you can do to have more trust in your strategy. And this one has been powerful for me, powerful for other people as well, is to get a mentor. But keep in mind, this is gonna have a limited amount of impact, okay, a limited power, because of the fact that the mentor cannot do your job. The mentor can only guide you and push you to think in a different way. And that's what mentors are for. Not to do the work for you, but to push you to think, to change your thinking into thinking a different way. And then you're gonna take action on that. And that's pretty much why I turn some people away from the academy sometimes. Because I feel like they're only there because they expect me to do the work for them. They expect me to guide them and do all that they have to do. And I'm not here for that. Although that would be nice, but that wouldn't be a service to other people. That won't help you move forward. The successful people you see out there were not guided like hand by hand and step by step by other people. They were putting the work themselves. And they had other people to inspire them, to help them move forward. But ultimately the work was done by them, and they're responsible for their success, not the mentor at all, right? So I've done a video about getting a mentor earlier on the channel, and I don't think it's really necessary to talk about it. It's going to be linked below, of course. But you want to get a mentor that's kind of near what you want to do, someone that's going to push you to work and keep you accountable, of course. That always helps. But if you don't want to get a mentor, like, don't think this is the only option. You can always get around other people that are trading and that are having the same goals and keep yourself accountable. That's also a way that works. So guys, we've covered a lot here. We've talked about some problem solution, what you can do, and I hope this is clear. Like 3 main solutions. First of all, shift your mindset. We've talked about testing quite a lot, and then getting a mentor or a group that's going to keep you accountable is also really useful. Now that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today, and it's time to get outside a little bit. Okay, so this is gonna be a little bit out of order, but we are in the evening right now, and my parents want me to see a place a 15-minute drive from here, so we'll try to go there. Apparently it's like really beautiful, and I'm kind of curious. I want to show you guys like all these nice places in Canada, because some places are really cool, so we'll head there right now, and I cannot wait to see this.
Missing someone.
So we made it. This is a city called Bromont, a little bit outside of Granby where we were before. We'll have a look around and explore what that looks like, but it looks a little bit quiet and dead so far. So we'll see if that's true or not. So somewhat of a quiet city. There's much to do around here. All the stores are closed from like Monday to Wednesday. They open on the weekend and at the end of the week. That's pretty cool. So we'll head back. I'll conclude it here for today. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Comment below with your thoughts as always. Okay guys, so I could not stop the video there because we're heading back to the apartment and the sunset is beautiful this evening, so I'm gonna try to film that quickly. I'll try to get close to the balcony as soon as possible and have a look at that. So that's a bit dark. Comment below what you thought. Give a like if you enjoyed the video today, and I'll catch you here tomorrow for another video. Ciao.